Hello everybody, Claytonlane back with another video, and today we're playing You Are Jeff Bezos. I found this game on itch.io. I don't know what it's about, but I wanted to play it. When you wake up this morning from unsettling dreams, you find yourself changed in your bed into a monstrous vermin. You are Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos' employees are now your employees. His money is now your money. Nothing you say or do will convince anyone you're not Jeff Bezos, even his closest friends and family. What do you do? Go to the bathroom. I scream and sob with terror over this unnatural event. I spend all his money. I scream and sob with terror. You spend some time howling and tearing at your flesh with unfamiliar hands. It doesn't do any good. You're still Jeff Bezos. How do I end this? I'm no expert, but you may find a way back to your real body if you spend all of Jeff Bezos' money, thus disintegrating his physical form. Fine, but do I have to spend it? You cannot invest it, keep it, or earn more of it. You can only spend it. But that's a really inefficient way to use wealth. Sure. It's also true that no billionaire just sits on a giant pile of cash. Most of Bezos' wealth is abstracted into stocks, investments, and so forth. But that's not the scope of the simulation. The simulation is about spending all of Jeff Bezos' money. Well, all right. Jeff Bezos' current wealth is displayed on the left. Below are some things you might consider spending it on. That's a lot of dough. Okay, well, we're gonna repair Puerto Rico. You repair every ounce of damage Hurricane Maria has done to Puerto Rico. It still will take some time to enact repairs, so nothing can be done to bring back the thousands of lives lost due to federal negligence. But the island is at least on its way to recovery, at least 139 billion. This action represents roughly the limit of your personal wealth, so good thinking getting this one out of the way first, but there's some smaller things you can take care of though. Great, let's see them. You get a phone call on your personal line from your main financial advisor, apparently distressed. You ignore it. Well, I can't click any of these, so what else? Good job decimating a rich man's wallet so far, by the way. You've gone from, as I'm not even reading the number, to a mere, just another number I don't feel like reading, but it's a smaller one, and a few clicks of a button. If only you could manufacture guillotines this easy. Oh, can I manufacture guillotines? Well, let's double every Amazon employee salary. You double the median Amazon worker's salary from poverty level 28,000 a year to 56,000 a year, much closer to the US average. Your employees are able to lead lives with slightly more dignity. While you're at it, you implement progressive policies, getting rid of timed bathroom breaks and those hilariously anti-union videos you've been forcing your employees to watch. Do they really make y'all... Any Amazon employees out there, do they really make y'all watch anti-union videos? The cost of this is so negligible, I'm not even going to model it. Okay. Fox News goes unexpectedly off air, citing existential difficulties. Time names you its person of the year. You decline this fair weather BS. Well, we're gonna go with the most expensive and abolish the electoral college. That's probably, I don't know if that's a good idea or not. Strictly speaking, the only thing necessary to abolish the United States electoral college is the vote, ratification 3/4 of the Union in 38 states. Politicians are very cheap to purchase. An average Senate seat costs 10 million, but you can win over sitting senators for less than that. The House is a trickier proposition thanks to sheer numbers, but all you really need to do is make the whole thing work, and is convince Republicans that abolishing a slavery system, traditionally popular, blah, 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 blah. Sorry, not sorry, Hamilton. The squatter in the White House goes on an unhinged Twitter rant, branding you a communist Democrat fascist with small genitals who is ruining the economy. He calls for your execution. Pay back taxes to the EU. You pay Amazon's back taxes to the European Union, a trivial, lots of money. That's enough to host Eurovision 8 times. Can't beat Lordy. Okay, what's next? Bill and Melina Gates send a kind yet concerning greeting card asking if perhaps you would like a little advice on how to spend money on pours, but in a moderate way. You burn it. What do they mean spend money on pours? Okay. A loud crack fills the room as finally your frantic family members and several bodyguards manage to break down the door to your bedroom. A few of your burlier relatives pin you down and take away your laptop. Please, Uncle Bezos, begins a doe-eyed child who is probably actually not your nibbling. Crumbly, dribbly tears falling down their cheeks as you tend to a chair. You've left us with a mere $527 million. Oh no. Mother says we'll be ever so devastated if you do not cease your wretched spending. Do Jeff Bezos' extended family speak like Dickens characters? They do here. What do you say to the child? Let's see. Sit them down and patiently explain why. Show them Twitter. They'll end up being just as socialist and it'll take less effort on your end. You'd love to show the child Twitter on your own, but tied up as you are, you're left pointing towards the nearest unattended phone with your big toe. You give your young relative a list of accounts to follow within 30 minutes. They are an expert on both the Communist Manifesto and pro wrestling. My work here is done. Back to spending Jeff Bezos' money. You flex your shiny biceps as hard as you can. The ropes binding you to a chair literally burst into so many shreds of hemp. You stand using a leg of the chair to beat back several bodyguards and distraught adult hairs. When you see a path open, you take it, fleeing into the city streets armed with only your bathrobe, a phone, and a small laptop. After escaping onto the subway, you spare a quick glance at your bank balance and find it still too large for your tastes. So we're gonna go with the most expensive fun: 10 animal rescues for 4 years for $5 million each year. They aren't your run-of-the-mill animal shelters. They are full-featured rescue focused on providing for abused former circus animals and exotic pets. You know those videos testing whether tigers will sit in boxes and get high off catnip? That's the kind of rescue you're funding. Let's go, dude. We're doing good. We're helping the world. You hole up in a dimly lit cafe where no one will question why Jeff Bezos is in a bathrobe working on a laptop to ensure their silence. You pay the college education of 3 baristas on duty, 303 grand. You also tip well because labor should be adequately compensated regardless of whether a service worker goes the extra mile for you. $200. Okay, well, the next most expensive thing is build 10 new public libraries. The cost of a new public library can vary, but 15 million gets you a relatively fancy one. So obviously 150 million gets you 10 fancy ones. Any remainder ought to go towards maintaining the library since you built them and all. Looks good. A barista with a lip ring and an Imperator Furiosa tattoo brings you a second coffee. They tell you what you're doing now doesn't make up for the years you, Jeff Bezos, have spent exploiting your workers and destroying rival businesses. You agree wholeheartedly since it's not like they'll believe you if you explain you're just a rando stuck in Jeff Bezos' gross plastinated body. Alright, we'll finance 100 indie games. Let's be real, there are 2 kinds of independent games. The ones made by former AAA devs, which often run into the millions and usually require outside investment and stuff like this built in Twine. So stipulating you can fund 100 indie games for $1 million each is some wild math. But let's say you fund 10 of those big games by industry veterans and the rest to support 200 small indies. Or maybe you don't fund any Kickstarter games, instead donate every last cent to your favorite avant-garde glitch girl. Whatever you want, babe. It's your Jeff Bezos money. What? Take that, indie what? I'm so confused. Sirens outside. You learn from the TV that there's a warrant out for your arrest for suspicion of fraud, which under the circumstances seems hilarious. Your barista allies shutter the blinds to the already darkened coffee shop. They decide to switch off the news and put on anime instead. Let's bankroll second season monthly girls. No, we're gonna need to go for the expensive stuff. 60 million will take almost everything out, and we love Mythbusters. This isn't a necessarily good use of Jeff Bezos' money, but you really like the old season Mythbusters that were basically Jacket for Nerds. This isn't necessarily good use of Jeff Bezos' money, but you really like the older season of Mythbusters. They were basically Jackass for nerds. The golden area of Adam Savage burning off his eyebrows to sticking his mouth into vacuum motors. I haven't watched this for the record, so I don't know. You reboot the series for a limited one-season run with the original cast to air commercial-free and subscription-free on a bespoke online streaming service. The show was missed originally voted because of corporate meddling, like credit cards, hunting ducks with pumpkins. Anything left over from the $60 million budget will go towards reproducing that one time the Mythbusters blew up a cement truck with dynamite, now properly captured on a high-speed camera. Science! One of the baristas has given you away. It was an accident. They forgot they left location data on while tweeting on the Bezos is Bay hashtag. Before you know it, you have the entire local police force at the cafe front door. You scan your list for something quick to spend Jeff Bezos money on while the baristas arrange for your escape through the back. There's no time. You and your barista accomplices race through the city's back streets, cannily avoiding police blockades and Amazon locker locations. Twice you were nearly cut down by weaponized delivery drones, but you managed to dive out of their firing range just in time. The drones record you as KIA in their online tracking system anyway, thus buying you a precious few minutes. Huddled behind a dumpster, you find a barista with a lip ring has sustained a deep cut to their arm. Look, sometimes I can't English and y'all are just gonna have to bear with me, okay? Use your cleanest $100 bill to dress the wound. You literally throw money at the problem to get 10 printer fresh $100 bills end to end, using them as a makeshift bandage around the barista's wound. They grimace. It's not a great way to dress a cut, but it's probably better than nothing, and they appreciate the fact that you're trying at least. Make a break for the sewers. It's no use. Sewers actually aren't all that spacious, and also manhole covers are really heavy. The police catch up to you while you are swearing and nursing your stubbed toe. Maybe you should run out of your luxury apartment wearing something sturdier than slippers. You and 3 barista allies are arrested on the spot. Oh. You and your college-age accomplice are each charged with resisting arrest, the most fastest BS charge. Additionally, you are charged with 1 count of destabilizing capitalism. Can you be charged with? There's no way you could be charged with that, right? While the 3 baristas are charged with pirating anime. Bribe the cops to let the baristas go for $1 million. The cops don't so much as bat an eye before accepting your terms. They undo the 3 baristas' handcuffs and quietly destroy the forms they had started to fill out. The 3 baristas flee into the night, off to brew coffee and create latte foam art for many happy days to come. One of them, the one with the big lip ring, looks back over their shoulder only once, locking eyes with you from where you still sit in the back of the squad car. Then they are gone. Off to jail, I guess. In processing, your bail is set at an outrageous $15,000 and some change. It seems the cops have caught wise and intended to either squeeze you for all you're worth or at least ensure you can't give any more of your money away. Let's just pay the bail. Well, apparently one person would pay bail like that, and that person is you, Jeff Bezos. There's a bit more paperwork involved, and of course a lot of waiting, but at the end of it, you're free. You walk down the front steps of jail, brushing dirt off your bathrobe, bombarded left and right by cameras and journalists of every stripe. A car waits for you, not your own. It's Elon Musk's personal Tesla, and he's very cross with you right now. Get in the car. Oh, I have no money. I've spent it all. Okay. You ride in silence for several minutes. So, Elon says at last, eyes straight ahead, voice even. That was a hell of a bender you went on today, my friend. Did I say at the beginning you would return to your original body after you spent all of Jeff Bezos' money? That was actually just a wild guess. Maybe you messed up by blowing everything you had left on your own well-being rather than someone else. Or maybe you were always doomed to remain in a gross middle-aged man's body no matter what you did. Yeah, you say absently with Jeff Bezos' vocal cords. Don't worry, Elon assures you. He sounds kind of empathetic. I have been in your shoes, the voice says. You wonder about the implications of all that. We can totally start a GoFundMe for you now. I got the neutral end. So there's other... we're going to ignore that little voice crack there. So there's other endings to this, and I'm going to leave it to y'all. Yeah, y'all, you watching this video right now. You can use the link in the description to go find the other endings for yourself. You've made it this far into this video with no audio and just me reading about being Jeff Bezos, so I feel like you're obligated to give me a like. And also, many of you watching are not subscribed. Actually, only like 2% of you watching are subscribed. We need to make a change to that. I am doing my best to make a change to where it can just be an army of people subscribed to me and only people subscribed to me watching my videos. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.